Hey everyone, this is Doug Kenny here. From Relentless and Unstoppable, I'm possible, not impossible. Here we are again on the show with my coach and mentor, Actor Andy McPhee, and today we have two special guests with us. One of them is Rhiannon, and the other one is Jamie Scott. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, everybody, and just letting everybody know the ladies are from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, and Dougie is in Arizona, and I'm in LA, and it's very hot here today. I think it's pretty hot in Arizona, isn't it, Doug?
Yeah, it's pretty hot, but you know, one of those things that you have to live with when you live in the desert.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is awesome. I think it's a bit chilly in Melbourne, isn't it? You guys are just coming out of winter, aren't you?
Yeah, it's freezing.
It's freezing.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? Oh, I might just turn the air conditioning on a little. It's a little warm here.
You just wait. Your time's coming.
Yeah. I know. Sorry. Well, welcome, ladies. And today we only had an interview a couple of days ago with Cameron Hood, whose film Hoodlums is about his life story. And it was a great interview. He's actually put his film off till next year now due to COVID. He's lost quite a bit of money, but he's not giving up. The film will still go ahead. So I think what we'll chat about today is your film, Jamie. Well, Jamie, you're in the film, of course. Rhiannon's film, and how's it affecting you guys with COVID, with the stops and starts, and also we can get into a little bit of how it's affecting people with mental health at the moment. You know, that there's so many lockdowns in and out, and people not knowing what's going on. So first of all, what about your film? How's that going, and how has COVID affected that?
So the film is going pretty well. We only have like a handful of scenes left to do. Unfortunately, they are all like the big stuff, like the really big scenes, and that's because like COVID, we've put them off because of COVID. We've had them scheduled, and then locations have been cancelled because of COVID, or we've been put into lockdown, or we're not allowed to have big crowds, or something like that has come across, and yeah, it's just not okay to do. We recently just had a couple of weeks break. In a way, we did kind of keep filming through a little bit of it, which was good, because we do have an exemption to film through lockdown, which is good for us.
Can I just dive in there and ask you, how did you get the exemption for that?
Because we started filming before lockdown started, so we were already an established organization, and we are very, very strict on our COVID practices. All of our cast and crew must get COVID tests before appearing on set. Masks must be worn. You must sanitize. We have people on set that are there simply just to wipe things down and
that's good.
Spray things and all of that. And unfortunately, we had to let go of a few people. Unfortunately, I try not to let politics get in the way when it comes to recruiting crew members in films. You try and never let that get in the way. But one of these crew members was adamant on going to the protests and stuff about not wearing masks, not doing lockdowns, not listening to the COVID rules. And unfortunately, we just had to let them go because
and look, excuse me, that's Yeah, and look, you've got to do what's right for you. And the COVID conversations come up quite a bit. And I'm just going to state really clearly here, I've had my vaccination and I'm no expert. I don't know what results the vaccination will cause to my health in years to come, but I've had vaccinations all my life. I'm 69 and I've had them as a kid. And yes, this one has jumped in quite quickly. I personally have seen better results living in Los Angeles, how we're operating fairly normally here, still wearing masks. And I personally think if they're telling me to wear a mask when I go in somewhere, I'm just going to wear it. Yeah, it's a little frustrating, but hey, I'd rather be doing things that hopefully will help COVID move on. Now, this conversation, obviously, you have to be careful because we don't want it to turn into a raging argument when we post
Exactly.
our interview, because everyone has a different view, and that's fine. I'm not going to argue with anyone with a different view, because to be honest, none of us actually know. We only know what we know.
Exactly. And I didn't want to start like a political argument with this person. Everyone has their rights to do whatever they want to do, but at the end of the day, I have to protect my cast and my crew and my business. And for us to continue to film whilst in lockdown, I wasn't going to risk it. If you're not going to wear a mask and you're not going to, I said, she's like, oh, I'm not wearing one, I'm exempt. I said, okay, can you please provide your exemption? She said no. So I said, well, okay, well then.
And look, you're only protecting yourself and the rest of the crew. And again, like the argument come up, people go, yeah, but it's not proved that the mask does this. Well, okay, again, I'm no expert, and I don't think any of us are. We're only reading what we read. We listen to what we listen to, and the governments are confused. And it is a tough time for everybody. The only thing that I say, just from my point of view, to do with COVID is that being an actor, sometimes you're working a lot, and other times you're not. Now, COVID things have picked up now. I've got a few projects happening. Probably they'll happen next year now. A few things here in LA, but in my spare time, I don't sit around, wait. I've always had a second job, and I started doing a bit of share writing, and I actually enjoyed it because I've made probably 10 really good friends now, and I've actually secured work out of it, like films and commercials. I've created great relationships with people in the industry, like not looking for that, it just happened. But the point I'm getting at is I've spoken to probably 3,000 people this year, and people go, hey, how the heck do you do that? Well, if you're out driving a lot, and I've looked at the stats I had when I was doing some part-time driving, and that's how many people I spoke to over a month. It was probably it was close to 200-300 people a month that I would be speaking to, and then over a year period of time, of course, it builds up. But during COVID, I've heard horrific stories of people telling me of the loss of their mother, the loss of a brother, the loss of an uncle, aunt, sister. The worst story I heard was when a guy was sharing with me that his wife's sister was totally against the vaccine. Okay, that's her choice. She's allowed to do that. But she was living with the parents, and they wanted to get it because they're older. And she said, no way, you're not getting it. No way, you're living in my house. And she was one of those that really was adamant. Well, she went away somewhere up north in California, and unknown to her, she got COVID. And when she came back, she unknowingly gave it to her parents. And sadly, they both passed away after a week in hospital. They were both on ventilators, and they passed away. Now, people go, oh, but they might, I don't know. Don't ask me any of that because I don't know. This guy was a legitimate dude. He was a great human being, and he was really sad. He wasn't even angry at his sister-in-law. He just said, we're upset, but they've lost their parents, like over someone, and who knows, if they got the vaccine, we don't know what would have happened, but definitely that was partly a cause of it. And that's only one of hundreds and hundreds of stories I hear. So for me, I'm like, I had COVID, and it was bad enough, but it wasn't bad enough to be in hospital, thank God. And the stories I've heard from nurses and doctors, I do not want to be in hospital with that. It is horrible. So I got the vaccine, and hoping that that will stop it. But anyway, that was just my little share about COVID. So I know it's affected you guys a lot.